We're up in Georgia today, and we're over at Abdul's house. Abdul is growing 100 varieties, and so we are going to bring you along, and we're going to see what it is he's doing and how he's growing his figs up in northern Georgia. So Abdul, how long have you been growing figs?
7 years.
7?
7 years.
That's probably about how long I've been growing figs too. What got you into it?
8 years ago, one of my clients, she was downsizing and she had a fig tree. And it was planted by her late husband who was in the Air Force. So she wanted somehow that fig tree to be moved, so I offered to make her a clone of it.
Okay.
And that's how I got started.
That was your gateway into fig collecting?
And I had no idea how to go.
Well, what did you take some cuttings?
Cutting and did the rooting.
Yeah.
And it was successful and she's happy.
Do you know what variety of fig it was?
She mentioned brown turkey, but it was a variety she raved about. So
yeah. You know, growing up, my grandmother had a brown turkey in her yard, and she always raved about how good brown turkey was.
Right.
And I thought brown turkey was like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And then I got into fig collecting, and I found out
right.
that nobody collects brown turkey.
But it had sentimental value to it.
Yeah. And my grandmother's tree is still alive, and it's about a mile down the road from where I'm living today. And sentimental, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can go and show you.
Wow, look at all this. You got them. Now you're on a big piece of property here too. How much land are you?
About 2 acres.
2 acres?
So I'm growing persimmons and also chestnuts.
Yeah.
And jujube and
mulberry.
Yeah. So a little bit of everything.
That's a beautiful tree there.
I've got it grafted where it's got 4 additional
4 varieties on it.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful.
So
absolutely beautiful.
So these are basically black Madeiras, UCD and KK. Last year UCD gave me at least 2 dozen figs.
Well, they're good-looking trees.
It was very productive last year.
They're known as very diseased type of trees, but yours look just magnificent.
Yeah. So some of them are fruiting, but they're not going to ripen. Plus we have some new varieties over here. Negra, this does not split.
Negra de Agde. I have that one in my collection.
Exogus, that's very good. That's a striped one, Oro. This is from Spain, Albuquerque Commoner. So we have the Bourgeois Grace and all that family over there.
The border soap grease, yep.
Yeah, Grace, and then we have the, this one is the Negra Bourgeois, and this is Negra, Blanca Negra. So.
Okay, border soap Blanca Negra.
Yeah, and
well, they look good in that in those pots. Look very healthy and very happy. Now, where do you keep your pots during the wintertime?
Outside. Nothing goes inside.
Everything, and it doesn't freeze and you don't lose it?
Well, we lost 100% this winter. 100%, the diebacks.
The dieback, but you didn't lose the tree?
We lost about 20%.
Wow.
Some of the ramadas.
Really?
But
really cool.
Most of them came back very strong. And I keep it under the net. There are about 80 varieties in there.
Look at here. Look, it's got a totally enclosed, bird-proof.
Yeah.
And that's where you,
and no squirrels can't
and
get
squirrels.
So we're doing a few air layering on green tips.
Yeah. See some air layers you got going on in there.
We also have a few in the ground. This is LDA. That's Stella.
Wow.
That's LSU Purple. That's Celeste. But these two are very reliable, Stella and LDA. They're like 45 to 75 gram pear shape, and very reliable. So
They're good looking trees, and these are just loaded with fruit.
and we'll talk about the things we do.
That's what you're going to have to end up doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry about it, but we need
No,
to
it's fine.
just.
This the fig containment unit.
Yeah. This is all LSUs in this row.
Oh wow.
Then in that rows, I have CDDs. Most of my CDDs are over there. And this is my Pakistani collection, Gilgit, Honza. This is a palmata. I'm going to use it as a rootstock
Yeah.
because it needs that wasp.
Right.
And then this is a new one I got. This is a Diana tissue cultured.
Oh, okay.
So I have my regular Diana, so I'm going to compare it with that.
And how long have you had this one?
I just got it about 3 months ago.
Okay, so you've not fruited this one
No,
yet.
fruited yet. But this is one of my favorites from Caravalho. This is from Portugal.
That's your favorite as far as how it grows or how it tastes?
Taste.
Taste?
Again, like white Madeira #1, Saint Rita, Adriatic JH. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, those are the ones you like to eat, huh?
Yeah.
Rita is one of Michelle's favorites, and I've said that on videos in the past that
It's-
that is her
It's
go-to.
outstanding.
Have you ever had a Dominique Italian?
No.
It's like a Rita.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would say that a Dominique
yeah.
Dominique Italian is close to Relita.
Yeah. Some of the
Rita's in
Mount
flavor.
Etna we grow are very reliable. So we dehydrate a lot. So those don't split and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
So
Look at that variegated leaf.
this is a this is super red hybrid. It's from Malaysia, I guess.
Super red,
Red
hybrid. Now they say it's a hybrid. What makes it a hybrid?
I have no idea, but there's a fellow in Georgia who was selling it.
Huh.
So this year it's really fruiting, very good.
It is.
This is Owensboro. This is also very reliable. It doesn't split. This is just an ordinary honey Italian. This is my. Look at this one.
Wow. Wow. Look at that.
Look at,
I gotta get over there and get it.
Come on over.
look at this one. It's
Yeah.
not ripe yet,
Is that a Deanna?
Deanna.
I'm going to get a Deanna.
And we are. I'm going to give you. One. I don't. I'll see if I have one. But see, tomorrow I'm going to talk about bulking of fruits. It's basically 30 to 40 days before harvest. You start feeding potassium.
It really puts on the weight.
Every week for the next 7 weeks or so.
You know, a lot of people want to know fertilized regimens, and I think that'll be a very interesting topic.
Milton and I attended a web seminar.
Okay.
It was about bulking of fruits, and that's something we picked up, and also how to build back the strength of fig trees going into next year.
Okay.
And that's at the end of the season what you feed them, like calcium and potassium to build up the strength for next year.
Yeah, you really suck away those sugars in the root system,
That's
so that whenever the warm weather hits, it's supercharged and ready to go.
And that's very important. So these are some of my Martinus Ramada. Then this is a new one I got, Iranian candy. That's a rare one.
Well, a lot of people are raving about that one this year.
So I just got it this year, and then I have 3 more Persians. This is
Regato.
that's
del
the
Sol-
small striped one.
Okay.
This also fruits like anything, but it stays small. This is Iranian white.
Wow.
This is from California. It's called Can, and it's from Paradise Nursery. These also get very big. They don't split.
Yellow Iranian
Yeah,
can.
This is a very
K-A-N.
good fig. And then another good one is Persian red. These also get very big and no splitting, nothing. That's my red Sicilian. Never fails me.
Yeah. That's a workhorse for you, huh?
Yeah. And that's Antonio Black, never fails me. That's RDB.
Okay.
And
Another one of those workhorse figs that everybody has in their
Yeah.
collection.
and this is a new one for me, Joel Rouge.
Diwali Rouge.
So I'm trying to collect the Noir and also Amber.
Yeah.
There are two others which go with it. This one is a very nice one, Basilica Sika.
Balasika Sika.
Even though it's late, but this year the quantities are unreal. That's a Gigantica CDD. See, that's I'm told is bigger than your CDD Blanca.
Coldodon Blanca. This is a larger version.
Gigantica.
Yeah.
So this will, but it's going real good.
It's a good looking tree.
I've got Roja over here and then some other CDD.
So before we go anywhere, I noticed that you've got your irrigation set up. You've got irrigation that goes all the way around the perimeter.
And I've got it drip irrigation in every pot.
And so you have around.
Around, yeah. So it's something I made.
Yeah.
So you just tap into it and.
Now, is this dripping like 1 gallon an hour drippers?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And now what's your watering schedule? What do you have these on?
It's normally once a week, but like in the real bad summer heat, it's at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Then I have to water by hand,
About every other day you'll turn this on. And
Yeah.
so how many gallons are you watering over an hour or 2 hours?
At least an hour and a half or something,
So you're getting at least a gallon.
I let it soak in right.
Okay. Now, you don't move these trees in for the winter. They are where they're at.
And what I found is most of them have roots growing into the soil.
That was going to be my next question.
So every year what I do is maybe replace some of the topsoil, put in new fertilizers. I just use organic fertilizers. So.
Very interesting.
But last year also we had a tremendous crop. This year we'll see if it ripens.
You've got as many varieties in this little enclosure as I have in my entire orchard.
Okay.
And they all look absolutely wonderful.
And so we've got LSU strawberry over there. I'm doing some air layers for Milton,
Okay.
Red, Tiger, and
I'm going to be adding LSU strawberry to my collection for sure.
I've got the LSU everbearing. Then we have the
Some
all
of the
those
other
are-
LSU varieties over there.
Yeah. This is a new one which I haven't. It's a very old variety, but very reliable.
Molinat.
Molinat. So it's a new one for me, and it's already fruiting. I rooted it last year, and this one is also border. Barrica.
Can you pronounce that one?
Barrica. Martinus ramata, I may want to replace it. It fruits very late, and I'm not very happy with this. Maybe I need to get from another source.
So are you getting figs now?
This is Bergen. See,
Bergen Unknown?
yeah, Bergen unknown, it's got a fig. See, I planted this spring in the pot, but this Bergen, Sierra, and CDD Sitwood, they were inside my porch where it would not get below 50. They did lose their leaf, and then we started spraying, which we can talk tomorrow. And that generated leaves and figlets. So when I brought it out in spring, it already had nice size figs on
It
them.
was ready to go, huh?
Yeah, And yeah, so see the Bergen
Yeah.
is fruiting.
My Bergen Unknown generally loads up.
Yeah. So this was a gift from someone from Charlotte, but so this is my first year with it. But that's Adriatic JH, and see how
And that's one of your favorites, huh?
that's favorites. This is White Madeira #1.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it last year.
Really? I had this in my collection.
You know, even though you hardly get to taste black Madeira, but this is very close to it. You know,
Really?
jammy and sweet, and it's,
Well, I'm looking forward to
it's
it.
outstanding.
I've not tried it yet, but I'm looking forward to
but
it.
don't go for the white Madeira. Go for the white Madeira
Or
#1.
number one.
That's superior.
There's two.
Yeah, that's
Two varieties.
#1 is better.
Yeah.
That's Nixon Peace. It's supposed to be real big.
So how many hours of sunlight is your little fig container here getting? All
You
day?
know, the sun comes over there. Yeah, all day, really.
So yeah, more than 8 or 10 hours probably. Huh?
At least.
Abdul, is that a video camera on your figs?
Beg your pardon?
Do you have a video camera on your figs?
We have cameras, even around my home, everywhere,
So are you monitoring your figs from inside in your house?
while I'm traveling.
That was great. I love it.
I don't disclose my varieties, you know how it is. Because, you know, over 6 years I've accumulated all these very nice varieties, and I'm happy with them. So.
Well, they look absolutely wonderful. So are you in Maine season right now to be eating figs, or is your crop
See,
just starting?
we start getting Celeste end of June,
Okay.
and now it's July, end of July, and, you know, we're good 4 to 6 weeks behind.
We are way behind this year because we had that late frost that came through in March and just set all the trees
See,
back.
we went through 6 Fahrenheit and below 10 degrees for 30 hours. It's never happened before.
Wow.
You know, normally it comes for 2 or 3 hours,
Yeah.
short spell.
Right.
But this time it was
It
like
hung around.
hung around for 30 hours. It was just,
All of my,
it was depressing. You know, everything had died back.
yeah, just killed it. So everything out here is this year's growth.
This year's growth.
And it looks great
Even out there in the
in the
well,
orchard.
This is this year's growth.
Wow.
But you know, LDA, it dies back anyway, but
Yeah.
it comes back so strong. And this is after I've trimmed it, you know. I've removed a lot of suckers. So
You know, we don't like to see dieback, but from the way it looks like it really caused your plants to come back with all this fresh green growth, and they look
this is
wonderful.
what everyone is reporting. It's
Yeah.
come back very strong.
Yeah. My trees came back that froze to the ground,
Yeah.
my in-ground trees,
Yeah.
came back strong this year.
Yeah.
And I dare say that they look better this year
Right.
than they did last year before we got that freeze.
But like I mentioned, you know, I'm not collecting anything and everything. I'm more focused on countries and specific varieties to get the whole family of it.
So you're
Like CDD, like LSU, or the Persians, or Pakistani, you know. So I'm more, yeah, we've got some fire ants.
yeah, they let me know that they're there.
Then we have, so for the orchard we have in-ground watering system with drip system.
So you got irrigation plumbed all throughout this
All throughout. So
your
we-
in-ground orchard.
So we've got persimmon, different varieties, 6 varieties. Then we've got chestnuts.
Yeah, the chestnut looks great. What
well,
variety of
Jap-
chestnut?
This is a hybrid, and this was not fruiting for the last 5-6 years. And once we started spraying that chemical, normally when you get chestnuts, the first year you get maybe a dozen or so. But this is the first year, and it's absolutely loaded.
It is, and it's beautifully shaped.
Yeah. So we spent more time on shaping this tree, but Those are Japanese on the end. In the middle is Nevada. Then at the back we've got Chinese. So there are certain varieties of chestnuts which will thrive in Georgia. So
I got to ramp up my chestnut collection. I like chestnuts.
I love them. My neighbor, he grows and he makes chestnut butter out of it.
Oh, wow.
And so we've gifted him some LSU fig plants.
Well, it looks good. It looks really good out here. What varieties of persimmon are you growing?
Fuyu, and I've got a black one also, which is very difficult to get. Chocolate persimmon.
Chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, that's one I got.
Do you have a Seijo?
No, I don't have that. I need that.
Yeah, you need Seijo.
Yeah. But we've got the Fuyu and also the giant Fuyu. Like
So this one, this
Stella.
is your Stella,
Stella.
and you said it froze all the way to the ground this year.
No, not this one, the LDA.
The LDA
That does
grows.
every year.
Yeah.
But here also, you know, figs are formed on new branches anyway. So it really doesn't matter if it dies back, as long as the root system is good. And that's what I try to convey to everyone, you know. Don't put out new plants outside the first year. Let it grow at least 2 years in a pot and then
get
in the ground.
a little more hardiness behind
Yeah.
it. Develop that root system.
Yeah, it's very
Put that
important.
in the ground.
It's very important.
Yeah, looks great. Loaded with figs. You're going to get some good ones off of that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. He has given us a tour of everything that he's growing here, so hopefully you picked up a little bit of knowledge of what they're doing here in North Georgia for their fig trees. Look at coming to the Figorama event. People like Abdul are sharing a lot of knowledge on how to grow trees in this climate. So if you can't be at the event, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be recording the event and bringing that to you. But when we're at the event, Abdul's going to be talking about the fertilizer regimen that are really ramping his figs up. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Remember, keep growing, keep building, and always keep adventuring. And together, we're
Flomaton famous.